God started working on me about 14 years ago, and He got my attention in a big way. I was heavily involved at Grace Chapel in a variety of ministries, and I was attending Gordon Conwell Theological Seminary. And out of the blue, or at least I think it was out of the blue, God said, stop. And He said, pull out of everything. And I couldn't figure out why I would do that until He made it very clear that I was serving Him for my own glory. That was a really hard thing to accept, but I obeyed Him and worked closely with the ministry leaders to pull out of my positions. And I met with the teams and shared why I was stepping down. And then a few months after that, I got laid off. And that began a time period in my life, a very painful season of just being Brooke and walking with God to find peace in being rather than performing. But as painful as that was, as I look back now, that was to prepare me for Hope for Our Sisters. I'm the president and co-founder, and our mission is to raise awareness about fistula and seek to eradicate this condition. And there are times when I wish I had started this organization sooner, but I was not ready because I probably would have fallen into the same traps before of doing it to perform and for myself rather than solely for Him. Early on in this journey, our co-founder Mimi shared with me that she felt the biggest hurdle for people stepping out for God was comfort. And I immediately looked at her and thought, I don't have an issue with comfort. But when I took that to God and prayed through it, I realized that that was exactly what was keeping me back. And it is still a struggle today because I think about what God might ask me to do. He's already asked me to start a nonprofit, which I never anticipated doing. Is He going to ask us to move somewhere and uproot our children? And so it reminds me that God is someone I can trust, but it also reminds me that He is a God who will stretch me and push me and send me where I need to go. And that comfort zone has been thrown out the window. My husband Tim is amazing, and I could not do any of this without him. I did not realize at the time when I accepted this calling that his support of me meant that he had said yes as well. And whenever I question what we're doing or how I'm spending my time or needing to be out for an event, or specifically, I don't take a salary for my job, and that makes it tight financially, he is so quick to remind me that it's not just my calling, it's his calling, and it's our family's calling. And he has supported me 110% since day one. The joys are many. Obviously, just at the general level of doing good work, or sometimes I consider it God work, is very satisfying. On top of that, when I hear about a girl or woman who's healed and dry after fistula surgery, it brings me tremendous joy. And also, I sit back and I look at God using me. I am a recovering perfectionist. I am a healed sufferer of depression. And so when I see Him using me to bring hope, it reminds me that He will use anyone as long as they're willing to do His work.